We do begin tonight at Miramar Central School in Wellington. On the weekend, the New Zealand Herald revealed children had been locked in a very small cell-like room in the school as punishments or as a form of control. One boy who was autistic and had the mental age of a toddler was reportedly put in the room 13 times in 9 days. The parents concerned had had no idea and were shocked and distressed by the punishment. That report prompted other parents to look into the treatment of their children. Nairi and Jeremy Mansfield are a mum and dad with their 6-year-old son at the school. He too had been put in a room roughly the size of a toilet cubicle. No one had told them, they didn't know the room existed, and they wouldn't have known about it were it not for the first parents complaining. Nairi and Jeremy had chosen the school, which they drive across town to get to, because they believe Baxter, their son, who has autism, is extremely vulnerable and needs special care, would be safe there.
Well, classic autism and globally developmentally delayed, so he is roughly a 2 or 3 year old upstairs. He's non-verbal, so he can't tell us what's going on. He has different ways of communicating, but there's no way he could say, "Mum, I was locked in a room today," and that's our biggest fear. We for a child like that that's so vulnerable, we need to trust who we leave to care for him.
So when you found out Baxter had been locked in this room, what was your feeling about that?
Me personally, I burst into tears in front of my staff and had to go outside for a while, and it took probably 2 or 3 days with support of friends and family to come to terms with it.
Yeah, it's just it's shock really. I was shocked enough and I guess angered enough in the first place when I
that any child would.
That heard about the child that the report was regarding in the initial story, but Baxter hung his bag up right next to that room and we didn't even realise it was there.
And do you know what Baxter had done to provoke such treatment?
It's not clear because they haven't. It's not officially clear because there's no records of it. But from speaking to people that were involved, Baxter chews everything. A lot of autistic kids do, and he had broken some teeth, and he had some very sore teeth at the time, and he was waiting for some dental surgery to be done under general anaesthetic at the hospital because he doesn't tolerate just normal dental work. And in this day, his teacher had gone home sick, and he had been put into another classroom with a special ed teacher that doesn't normally deal with him. And my understanding is she touched his face and he grabbed her hand and bit her, and that was the end of it.
Into the room?
Yeah, into the room.
And when his TA came back, she asked where he was, from what we understand, and when she found out, she went and got him out straight away. So his time in there was short, but once was enough for us. And I believe in this situation that had the family that's not raised this been so brave, that we might be the next people to find out that our child had been in there 13 times in 9 days.
This room is clearly intended for discipline. It's not a storage room. It exists, as far as you're aware, for this purpose solely.
My understanding, it was purpose built in 2002 by the school.
And when you were putting your autistic, non-verbal child into Miramar Central School, did they tell you this discipline room existed, and did they tell you they might potentially put Baxter in it?
No.
No.
Had they told you that, would you have put Baxter in the school?
No.
No.
And Nairi, where is Baxter now?
He's actually at the school at the moment to maintain his routine. I know that he is safe with his TA, and we are transitioning him as soon as possible to another school because we don't want him to be there anymore.
Routine is tremendously important for children like Baxter, isn't it? Repetitions, the known, the familiar, things he understands, all of that stuff is really important. So transitioning him will be difficult, but you feel you have to do it, do you?
Yes, we. I just don't feel there's an option, and I'm not happy to leave him in that situation where, if his TA isn't there, I have to rely on the administration of the school to take care of him. And when that situation arose, it wasn't dealt with appropriately. I can't think of I can't reconcile in any way how putting a 2 or 3 year old, which is essentially what Baxter is, into that situation. It's just, it's wrong on so many levels, and I want better for my boy. He can't tell us, and I need to be able to trust where he is, and we should be able to do that with a school.
That's Nairi and Jeremy Mansfield. They were joining us via Skype video. They're among a number of parents who've requested the Ministry of Education's report into the school's use of that seclusion room prompted by that complaint, that first complaint by a parent. The Ministry has told us the report will be made public tomorrow. We're going to talk to the Ministry in a sec. We've repeatedly invited the principal of Miramar Central School, John Taylor-Smith, to talk to us about the use of the room. We've tried very hard to get him to come onto the program to discuss the room, the parents' concerns and the Ministry's review. He has declined our invitation.